First at 10, an 18-year-old girl stripped of her title as valedictorian after showering with boys in a high school locker room. Tonight, the scandal in small-town Oregon.
Also, the Columbine tapes now for sale to the public. Tonight, the outrage from parents.
And the pictures that have people in one Oregon town blushing as one of their own is named Playmate of the Year. Good evening, I'm Kurt Ludlow.
I'm Anna Katayama. It's the 10 o'clock news.
KPTV, Oregon's 12. First at 10 o'clock. The news starts now.
Well, it's an exciting game in Portland tonight. Game 2 of the Trailblazers Timberwolves playoff series is almost over at the Rose Garden.
Let's check in with Tim Becker now for a quick update on what's happening. This is exciting.
Yeah, it is, and it's good if you're a Blazer fan at the very moment. Game 1, Portland came out on fire, blew a lead, then rallied to win. The plan tonight, of course, was to hang on to that lead this time and then ride it out. Dan Christopherson is outside the Rose Garden where they have about 6 minutes left to play. Dan, what's the latest?
Well, first of all, it's a beautiful night out here, and the fans are out here and missing a good game. Blazers hanging on for dear life right now. Nothing seems to come easy for them. They had their letdown early in the first half, and this time they corrected the problem pretty fast. Let's go to some first half highlights. That's what we're allowed to show you while the game is still underway, and the Blazers causing a steal right here. It's Steve Smith, the Damon Stoudemire, and the fans get their first chance to really get up and get into it in the first quarter. But look at this. Terrell Brandon, the Portland native, right back at him. He scored 10 in the first half. He's been a rally killer, but look at this rally starter. Brian Grant, the big jam. The Blazers had fallen behind by 10 points in the second quarter, but they bring it all the way back. Scottie Pippen for 3. Now Kevin Garnett will score 13 points in that first half. It's 41-40 Minnesota at halftime. But the Blazers go on a 7-0 run to start the third quarter to kind of take control of the game. But in the fourth quarter, Minnesota is coming back right now. 75, I just got another score. It's 79-71. Blazers lead it. So they've started to stretch their lead out again here with about 5 minutes or so to go. So as soon as this game's over, we're going to bring you second half highlights, and we're going to have those first words from the locker room when the Blazers try to go up 2-0 if they can hang on. Tim?
All right, thanks, Dan. Took the words right out of my mouth. Hopefully about 20 minutes from now, we'll have the rest of those highlights.
We can't wait. Okay. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. And right now we have some breaking news to report to you. We have just learned that police are asking Kimball Lewis, the director of the Central Oregon Humane Society, to take a lie detector test. They want to find out if his story about his dog's death is true. 2 weeks ago, Lewis told police that he found his dog Donner hanging in a tree. The dog had been shot in the head. Lewis resigned, as you may remember, from the Humane Society a short time later.
Well, tonight, a shower scandal in a small Oregon town. A high school girl is in hot water after getting in a hot shower with a group of boys. That girl now can't go to the senior ball or on the senior trip. She's even lost her title of valedictorian. This happened at Powers High School in southwestern Oregon, about 50 miles south of Coos Bay. Drew Mickelson was there today to find out more about this one.
Just about 700 people call Powers, Oregon home. The folks who live out here say they can't remember such a big deal happening in their small town.
Got a gas station, grocery store, a market, one of everything.
And now it has a controversy. On April 11th, Powers High School senior and valedictorian Leslie Shorb took a shower with 5 male students. She claims she was upset at the lack of supervision in the locker rooms and wanted to prove that point. But her principal doesn't see it that way.
There was a spring prank, and all the students that were involved are being excluded from all extracurricular activities.
The Powers School District had some additional punishments for Shorb. She's been suspended, stripped of her valedictorian status, banned from her senior ball and the senior trip.
We have certain standards and expectations, and we dealt with it in what we felt was the appropriate manner.
It's just a senior prank. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Most folks in Powers think the school overreacted.
Kids make dumb mistakes. I mean, she's not like out shooting somebody. You know, I mean, it's not as bad as some of the things you hear about going on in schools every day.
I do support her, too. I really do. I think she made a very good point.
Personally, I'm not promoting Leslie for what she did, but I don't think they should take away everything from her. I mean, that's not right. She's better than that.
Most people here in Powers are putting this under the kids will be kids file. They don't really think this punishment should have been so severe. But the school board has made their decision, and it seems they're going to stand by it. Reporting in Powers, I'm Drew Mickelson for the 10 o'clock news.
Well, and then there's this. News organizations from around the country have tried to contact the girl today, and several national talk shows also want her as a guest. Anna?
An accused madam arrested in a posh Portland neighborhood was in court today. 50-year-old Waichi Shirley Schubert also known as China, faces 27 counts of promoting prostitution. Police say that she operated several escort services under several different names in Portland, Salem, and in Vancouver. Her trial begins on June 1st. Meantime, a man who killed one of Portland's most notorious gang members is sentenced to 15.5 years in prison. Darren McCoy received that punishment for shooting 20-year-old Anthony Branch Jr., also known as Little Smurf. In October of 1997, Branch went to a strip club to settle a score with someone who had stolen cocaine from him. McCoy confronted Branch in the club's parking lot and shot him in the neck.
A Washington man falls to his death near Lake Merwin in southwest Washington. 46-year-old Larry Simonton was hiking or walking when he fell 200 feet. These pictures you're about to see here aren't from today, but they give you an idea of what that terrain is like there. Clark County Sheriff's Department does not suspect foul play. They say it appears to be an accident. The Coast Guard rescues 2 people from their sinking fishing ship. 73-year-old Duncan McDonald and his wife were on the ship. He called the Coast Guard for help after discovering a hole in the boat. McDonald and his wife were pulled to safety on a Coast Guard ship. Their fishing boat, the Charlie Tuna, eventually washed up on shore.
Well, tonight a Hillsborough man is telling his story of nearly drowning and then surviving a cold night on an island in the Columbia River Gorge. But even more troubling for David Dethridge tonight is the knowledge that his friend of 28 years is dead.
Well, we were out fishing in the river, and wind come up in the waves, and I told my friend I didn't want to fish.
By then, David Dethridge knew it was too late. His friend's 12-foot boat was taking on water and sinking fast.
He said, get out of the boat, we're going down, and he went sideways and threw us both in the water at the same time, so he helped me out. I got bad knees, he knew that.
Dethridge can't swim, so his friend Stephen Fuller pushed him toward shore.
Last time I saw him, he was 100 feet from me with his back to me, and he was beginning to, I'd say he was, in a lot of pain and stuff, from scared of dying, but I could hear him crying.
River Patrol says it appears Fuller didn't have a strap on his life jacket. The jacket floated up around his head, pushing his face underwater.
Yeah, he's my best friend, but he's like me. He's hard-headed sometimes, and I always told him, tighten that up, Steve, and he told me it's too uncomfortable. He's hot-blooded, and he couldn't stand the confinement.
Dethridge says he struggled in 50-degree water for what seemed like an hour before he washed up on Reed Island. He screamed for help, but no one heard.
I'm even terrified to even go back out in any size boat in that river. I may fish from the bank in the future, but I don't think I want to go back out in the river, because in less than 30 seconds, that boat was already in the water. But I like to go back and say that I prayed a lot in the water, and only by the, as far as I'm concerned, by the grace of God, as I'm here.
Dethridge is listed in fair condition tonight. Rescuers pulled Stephen Fuller's body from the Columbia River on Monday.
A vote to recall 4 of the 5 members of the Antelope City Council is unsuccessful. Supporters of the recall effort wanted Antelope to be governed by Wasco County because they say the council spends money that isn't budgeted. Antelope made national news back in the 1980s when a cult moved into a ranch there and took over the city council. People there overwhelmingly voted against this recall effort.
Meantime, a cement company will no longer be allowed to mine Ross Island. The Oregon Division of State Lands made that announcement. It doesn't think that Ross Island Sand and Gravel has restored lands there the way the company promised. A new mining permit will still allow dredging in the island's lagoon, but the company must prove that it has restored as much land as it has mined. And a big improvement to report tonight in the siren system at the Umatilla Chemical Depot. Some new siren activation consoles have been installed there at the depot. Also, the Morrow County 911 Center has a new console as well. The consoles will make it easier for dispatchers to activate sirens and also warning signs in case there is an emergency. The old consoles were way out of date.
Tonight, a local Cub Scout troop holds a wake for their dead van. A van belonging to the leader of this Cub Scout troop was stolen and slammed into the front doors of Douglas High School. Well, that van was used for years to transport the members of this scout troop, so tonight they gathered to share their favorite van memories and, as you see, also share a piece of van cake.
Coming up, the Columbine tapes for sale. Police say they have a good reason to make money from this gruesome scene. Decide for yourself, coming up at 10:37.
Also, you've got mail, but what's in that email may be a big hoax. I-Team 12 helps you sort fact from fiction.
Plus, could Darva Conger go from the ex-bride of a multi-millionaire to the next Playboy bunny? We've got the scoop just ahead.
On the weather deck, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Still wonderfully warm out tonight. Our high temperature is 69 degrees. After a cool start, the morning low is 40. We have clouds, rain, and wind in the forecast at 10:27.
Portland Police Chief Mark Croker is our guest.
Plus, foods that can actually help you reduce stress. And find out how you can win a Frigidaire refrigerator from New Home Safari tomorrow on Good Day Oregon.
Well, it's usually fun to get email, but we have a warning tonight about what shows up in your email.
Yeah, you shouldn't believe everything you read, especially when it comes from the internet. I-Team 12's Carrie Tomlinson is here now with details of an internet hoax.
Well, this is the email in question. You get it from friends and family, and it spreads like a virus. But the damage here is not to your computer, it's to something far bigger, because this is a hoax. And now, in a bizarre twist, this hoax about whether or not you'll click and pay has become a reality.
Please read the following carefully.
Check your email for this message.
Bill 602P.
Bill 602P will permit the federal government to charge
5-cent charge.
a 5-cent charge on every email delivered.
It claims the post office is losing millions of dollars on email.
Please send this email to everyone on your list.
And tell all your friends and relatives to write to their congressman.
And say no to Bill 602-P.
It claims the post office wants to put a 5-cent tax on every e-letter you send.
I mean, I could totally believe it. I mean, it's believable.
10, 11, 12, 13.
At Portland's main post office,
5 cents change. Thank you and have a good day.
they've heard this email warning before.
Nickel difference. If somebody is gullible enough to believe it, I got some swampland in Florida I'd like to talk to them about, too.
It's hard to put a stop to the rumor mill, so.
Spokesperson Ron Anderson says yes, fewer people are sending these.
It's $4.30.
But more are sending these. Packages ordered online.
$20 bill.
That email warning about the post office and new taxes?
Check out the facts and you'll find that it's not true.
We did at this website, Thomas Legislative Information on the Internet.
Bill 602P.
Doesn't exist.
One Congressman, Tony Schnell.
No such person.
A 5-cent surcharge on every email delivered.
No new taxes on email.
I don't know. What do I think? I have free email. Gotta be grateful.
Some students at Portland State University are at first relieved.
Yeah, because I probably would have bought it.
I don't like it.
But then disgusted.
People will get all into this, and there's no issue to fight against, and that's bad, because we have real issues to put our energies to.
But now, this email hoax has become an issue of its own. This Oregon Congresswoman has heard from 6,000 people angry over the idea of internet taxes. That's far more people than have contacted her on any other issue, from Social Security to health care.
And say no on Bill 602P.
Now Darlene Hooley is co-sponsoring a bill to stop any email taxes before someone decides this fake email tax,
It will take only a few minutes
of your time,
would work even better in reality.
Don't sit by and watch your freedoms erode away.
Now, who started this? Hard to tell. Different versions of this rumor have been circulating for years, and no one seems to be able to pinpoint the actual origin. In fact, we found a Canadian version that reads almost exactly the same as this American version, except they changed the words U.S. to Canada, and they changed the words U.S. Post Office to Canada Post. And of course, in that case, there is no bill in Canada either. All
amazing.
hoax.
Carrie, what do you suppose is motivating the folks who started this? I mean, it's not like they're getting any money or anything like that, is it?
That's a good question, and since we don't know who actually started it, it's hard to tell the exact question, the exact reason for it. But some suggestions are, one, they just want to see how much they can influence people, sit back and watch the damage. Number two, they might be mad at the post office because they're, of course, blaming the post office, trying to get people angry at the post office. Or they might want to drive their congressperson crazy by getting people to send them all those emails and phone calls, which you saw. She received 6,000 people's communications.
You know, my favorite hoax They changed the name of Kentucky Fried Chicken to KFC because you're not really getting chicken. Total hoax. And that goes out all the time.
That's right.
That one, and then what's
Things
the
like
other? A Diet Coke causes MS.
There's a lot of urban legends that are out there. Tomorrow night we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, can't wait. That's right. All right,
Thanks,
Carrie, we'll look forward to that tomorrow night. And I-Team 12 is here to help you, too. If you want to reach us, call 736-0412 or email us at iTeam12@kptv.com.
Well, last night we told you that Nike chairman Phil Knight will no longer make donations to the University of Oregon because the school has joined a student-led labor rights organization. In our 12 Talkback online poll, we asked if you thought that Knight should punish the U of O by withholding funds. Here's how you answered. 69% of you say that he should, and 30% of you say that he shouldn't.
It'll soon cost you more to ride the bus or take the MAX. TriMet's raising fares. An all-zone ticket right now costs $1.45. In a few months, it'll cost $1.50. Since 1990, TriMet has raised fares a nickel every other year because of inflation. The higher fares will go into effect in September of this year.
A model Republican presidential nominating convention is underway at the Portland Memorial Coliseum right now. More than 3,500 students from throughout the Pacific Northwest are involved. Individual high schools are representing each state, territory, and district in the United States. Students say that they have been preparing for this convention for quite some time, and they're enjoying discussing the issues.
I would think so. We've gotten into some pretty heated debates even today. It's been really cool, yeah. I like talking about news and politics a lot.
The convention is an extracurricular activity, and any interested student can participate.
All right, 25 seconds left in the Blazers game. When we come back, we'll have highlights and the winning score.
All right, and also say goodbye to the sun. Meteorologist Rod Hill is coming up with the pinpoint forecast. He'll have all the details.
Also, late developments in the fight for Elion. Tonight, his father makes new demands.
Plus, a sneak peek of Playboy's Playmate of the Year, who just happens to be from Oregon. See why they're blushing down in Eugene, coming up at 10:49. Well, thousands of volunteers will be heading into the wooded hillsides and backlots of Northwest Oregon this Saturday.
Those cleanup crews from Solve are not just coming out to enjoy nature, but they're coming out to rescue it from the trash of illegal dumping. Jim Hyde shows us what they're facing.
The farther we scramble down this hillside, the more disgusting it gets. From old car bodies and tires to toxic debris and plain old household garbage. All of it dumped secretly, illegally, and incredibly at hundreds of spots like this.
It's not only this visual pollution that we're dealing with, which is really a blight, I think, on our society, but it's also true environmental degradation. Because of the slope of the land, as the rain comes, it's leaching into the waterway. It's degrading fish habitat, washing downstream.
The job is no walk in the park, but with muscle power and heavier equipment and operators donated by backers such as PGE, much has been accomplished in the past 10 years of Solve. Stop Oregon litter and vandalism cleanups. 35,000 tires gone. Nearly 8 million pounds of debris properly disposed of. One of the bigger problems Solve is now facing is success, being taken for granted. As in, oh yeah, Solve will clean up that mess. But the need persists for fewer dumpers and more volunteer workers.
The sad part about this, if you look, this is a family that had children. So what is the message that these parents are sending their kids?
Solve crews will target 70 sites this Saturday, from the Cascades foothills to Tillamook counties. Solve's director would recruit several hundred more people, wanting to convert their indignation into a 4-hour commitment to clean up some of this mess the Oregonians have made of their home state. Jim Hyde, the 10 o'clock news.
Well, Solve needs lots of volunteers. If you'd like to help this Saturday, give Solve a call. The number on your screen there, 844-9571.
All right, well, we enjoyed a great day today, and is that pretty much our ration for the week?
Well, just for a couple days, and then we turn it around. And we can't say that the Blazers won or lost yet, can we?
Not yet. Tim's got it.
Tim's got
Game's about over, or it's over now.
Let's check out the weather.
This guy's done.
We do have a weather system coming in tomorrow, and we start you off tonight with my weather notes, some items of importance, I think. We'll start the best chance of rain around 2 o'clock. I really feel tomorrow in the morning, not a 0% chance of rain, but should hold out to be pretty nice. And once we get to the 2 o'clock hour, the chance of rain will get better and better and better, and then by evening, gusty winds could become a problem up to about 40 miles per hour from the southwest, and especially on the coast. So eventually becoming windy tomorrow, and from 2 o'clock on, that rain chance just gets better and better and better. Hey, we talked about this last night, the fact that we would start off on a chilly note. Didn't think there would be any frost around. I did not find any freezing temperatures, but some folks were close, so maybe there were some pockets of light frost. Hillsboro, for example, at 34 degrees. At the airport, officially 40 was the temperature, the same in Troutdale and up in Vancouver. It was 36. We turned that around into a great day. Check out the high temperatures. Oh, it was nice today. The Dow, 70 degrees. Portland, 69. Eugene, the same. Baker City, 65. Everybody pretty darn nice. Newport was 65. Here comes your forecast check for today, and remember we said it would be a pretty good day. Well, there are the current conditions, and I'll step in and tell you what's going on. 61 degrees outside, humidity 59%, dew point 46, barometer is going down with that system approaching, winds are southeast to 9. Do we have the forecast check coming up right now? Yes, we do. Partly sunny skies. It was mostly sunny, then the high clouds started coming in. The low was 43, that was my forecast, it was 40s we just showed you. My high was 65, not quite warm enough, but we count that A-OK unless we miss it by 5 degrees or more. This system coming is a little hard to figure out exactly what it's going to do. We watched it develop the other night, and plainly you can see it all curled up nicely around the low here with the cold front. There's no longer any moisture feeding into the system, and it looks like the best chance of rain may actually be behind the cold front when the cold air itself really starts to spill in. Now, the front could start coming in around 2 o'clock, but again, with the cold air spilling in behind it, perhaps that's when the best chance of rain will be, and that will be that increasing chance of rain that we talked about, and eventually the rains. It still looks like this will give us some rain at some point tomorrow and on Friday, and then the weekend will be really nice. High temperatures today across the country, 71 in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's still been real hot. Where you see the purple, that is Phoenix. They hit 100 degrees today. Forecast will take you 24 hours ahead into tomorrow. And still very warm down here. And notice that warmth really builds up nicely into us. We had 70-degree temperatures this afternoon, as we showed you across our state. And we're still in the warm air tomorrow, but then that cold air, you can see the green color on the coast. That's what comes in on Friday, a day like last Sunday, if you remember that, with temperatures only in the 50s. On the Oregon coast tomorrow, could be some light showers around in the morning, just scattered stuff. Better chance of rain will come by midday, 58 degrees in Newport. And eventually the winds really pick up, 57 in Astoria, near shore winds, rather up to about 30 knots. Small craft advisory will turn into a gale warning probably by tomorrow evening. In the valleys, you wake up, a lot of mid to high level clouds, should be dry, and then by 2 o'clock on, we start that chance of rain. Kelso 64, Salem 65, and don't forget by dinner time, the winds could be howling a little bit as well. Eugene about 61 degrees. Up in the mountains, the snow level very high tomorrow, or freezing level, 8,000 feet. Mid-50s, could be some thunderstorms in the afternoon pop up with the extra lift of the mountains and the fact that the air mass is pretty warm and all that moisture coming in. Bend at 70 tomorrow. Not much in the way of rain until tomorrow night in John Day or Burns. Could be some scattered showers develop in the afternoon from Baker City up around to Pendleton. Pendleton tomorrow, 78, your expected high temperature. The Dallas tomorrow, 70. Afternoon showers a possibility. Same thing for Cascade Locks. 63 will be your temperature, and here's your pinpoint numbers. In the morning, you wake up, mid to high level cloudiness, 53 degrees. Pretty warm out there in the morning. 64 at noon. Then we start that chance of rain. 60 at 5. Rain very likely tomorrow night into Friday. Friday is a cool day, and certainly rain looks likely Friday morning. High of 56. But the weekend still promising to be very nice. Sunshine, 63 Saturday, 73 on Sunday. Weak weather system on Monday as I set myself in my chair. Gives us a chance of rain as well.
All right.
Good deal.
Good news for us ahead. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Rod. All right, time now to check back in on the Blazers playoff game.
Yeah, Portland is hoping to grab the all-important 2-0 series lead over Minnesota. And Tim Becker's joining us now with tonight's Blazers Fast Break. He's going to bring us up to date. Tim?
Well, Anna, if you remember, Game 1, it was the Blazers who got off to a fast start. Tonight, the Timberwolves put a scare into them early. They grabbed the lead right away, and then they ran with it. Malik Sealy, their top scorer in Game 1, slams it down. It's 20-17 Minnesota. Kevin Garnett had 13 in the first half. Check out the follow slam at the first quarter buzzer. My, oh my. Timberwolves in front by 5 after 1. They led by 10 in the second, but Scottie Pippen sparks a 12-2 Portland run, hits for 3. He had 9 in the period. Blazers come all the way back. Rasheed Wallace's jumper will give them the lead at 1 point, and they trail by just 1 at halftime. Third quarter, Steve Smith would come out hot for the Blazers. The jumper is going to put Portland in front 52-45. They're slightly pulling away. Smith scoring 10 points in the third off a steal here. The Blazers in transition get it to Smith. knocks down his second three of the period. Blazers by 9 after 3. Fourth quarter now. Wolves are right back in it. Terrell Brandon looks to tie it with 25 seconds. There's Anthony Peeler to make it 83-82 Portland. And they're down 3 again with 15 seconds to go here. They're going to try and tie it, but Malik Sealy's shot will not go. Game over, gang. Blazers win it 86-82. Pippen leading the way for a second straight night with 21 points. Sabonis added 19 for the Blazers in the victory. Kevin Garnett, 23 for Minnesota. But they now trail the series 2-0. Game 3 back in Minnesota Sunday, a noon tip-off. A lot of happy Blazers tonight, and hopefully later in sports we'll have time to get in there and then take you back out into the locker room and then take the viewers back out to the Rose Garden to hear what the Blazers are saying about being up 2-0. Going back to Minnesota.
That's exciting. They don't make it easy, though, do they?
No, they don't.
They like to start out slow, get a little behind, and then come back for the big win.
They put the second team in that second quarter and then kind of lose a little bit of momentum and then put the first team back in. First team seems to be playing well against Minnesota.
Look forward to more highlights later. Thanks, Tim. Anna?
All righty, Daddy. In tonight's HealthCast, you may soon get a survey in the mail, not from the U.S. Census. This one happens to be from the National Research Corporation Doctor Guide. This is the first nationwide effort to rate primary care physicians across the United States. Cincinnati and Portland are the first 2 cities to be polled. Details will be available to health plans, hospitals, and employers. Well, the cost of prescription medicine used by seniors is rising fast, and President Clinton says that this supports his proposal to add prescription drug coverage to Medicare. Some say that drug coverage should benefit low-income Americans who need it most, but President Clinton says new research shows the system needs more wide-scale changes. And actor Christopher Reeve is urging a Senate subcommittee now to drop a federal ban on stem cell research. There is a ban on federal dollars for this research because it involves tissue from human embryos or fetuses. The cells could be the key to repairing damaged organs. Reeve, as you know, has been paralyzed since a horse riding accident back in 1995.
Well, for a lot of us, the commute to and from work can be one of the most stressful times of the day. Just how stressful? Well, we're about to find out. Good Day Oregon has hooked up a heart monitor to 2 commuters during their morning drive. You'll be surprised at just how much the drive impacted their heart rate.
The stress of the drive did increase the heart rate in a significant way, not in a dangerous way, but in a significant way.
Tomorrow morning at 5, we'll monitor the stress of a mother of 2 as she gets her kids ready for school and drives to work. At 6, we'll follow a man who travels 38 miles one way to get to work. And then at 7, we'll get some tips on easing your stress during the commute. That's tomorrow morning on Good Day Oregon, right here on KPTV Oregon's 12. Well, you now have another reason to commute by bicycle. You can park your bike in an artistic rack. 4 of these new racks have been donated to the city by the Fred Meyer stores. They'll join 9 art racks that come in a variety of shapes. Mayor Katz says these racks are really parking sculptures that are a symbol of Portland's innovative spirit. By the way, Portland has more than 210 miles of bike lanes, and I think that bike rack is outside a dentist's office.
Oh, really? Appropriately. It looks like a big old molar there.
Big tooth.
Well, Elian Gonzalez is about to get a visit from his friends in Cuba. We'll have that and other developments in the fight for Elian just ahead.
Also, a tape outrage. Colorado police selling videotapes showing the gruesome aftermath of the Columbine shootings.
And firefighters save a little boy from danger. Watch as they knock vicious dogs off the boy when the 10 o'clock news returns.
Paging Tom Nelson. Tom?
Give me that. Tom, your mother and I just want you to know that in the history of our family, there has never been a Nelson up in first class. You are the first. And son, we are so proud.
Vic Alfonso Cadillac Oldsmobile is leasing the brand new 2000 Cadillac Escalade for just $499 a month for 36 months. This is Cadillac's luxury SUV, and this price includes a TV VCP combination, a $2,500 value. What a great plus for your family. What a great value. Just $499 a month, 36 months. Before you buy or lease, see Vic Alfonso Cadillac Oldsmobile.
Palm Harbor Home.
We want more home for our money. Welcome to our Clean Sweep, the Palm Harbor Clean Sweep.
Come
Come to Palm Harbor Village and clean up with red tag discounts up to $11,000. Save on every home. Sell center models, even custom homes ordered direct from the factory. Own a new double wide for just $279.